So here we are, y'all. It's this fine Friday night. I'm pretty sure many of you have already seen that disturbing Diddy video that took place about 8 years ago, or over 8 years ago, with Cassie at the Intercontinental in Century City, LA. It's no longer there. But that video was obtained by CNN somehow. And it's just quite disturbing. I did a short on it, sharing my initial thoughts. You know, I spoke on how for the past few years, Diddy has been all about this love, but we didn't see love in that video. And I'm with Stephen A. Smith, who said, unless Diddy can show that's not him in that video and prove that that's not him, that is some type of avatar or AI, then his career is over. He's done. As they said, Diddy done. Because that was just too disturbing. In the video, you had Cassie leaving what appears to be their room in her bare feet, which is very telling because that says, you know, she was ready to truly get out of there. And I believe this particular incident was laid out in her lawsuit where she described the incident pretty much to a T. And I believe what she was leaving was an FO that may have occurred. And apparently she was punched in the face and had a black eye. So she was trying to get out of there by any means necessary. That's probably why she was barefoot. But then you had Diddy running after her with a towel on. That's it. Apparently he had been sleeping, or she thought he was sleeping. And he comes running after her in a towel and begins to assault her, throwing her to the ground, kicking her, grabbing her belongings, which when you think about it, kind of is a symbol of him showing that she belongs to him. Her belongings are his belongings. Her ID is his ID. She couldn't just leave. And so he ends up doing that and then somehow brings her to a corner and then throws an object at her. And unfortunately, I can't show the video here because of YouTube's community guidelines, but you can click a link under my description or in my description. I'll leave a link to the CNN article that will likely have that video, or you can just Google Cassie, Diddy, CNN, and you'll see the video. But he takes her to this corner and throws an object at her, apparently a vase. And the vase could have been glass. It could have been metal. It could have unalived her. And yes, I hate that word, but again, YouTube community guidelines. So I have to say unalive. But he really could have permanently harmed her. But somehow, eventually, she got out. She made her way to the lobby and ended up going home. And it's my understanding that she actually came back begging to return to his life. This woman was truly traumatized. This woman was truly a battered woman with psychological issues. She was addicted. She spoke on this all on her lawsuit. And I have to say, looking at this video, and I know Diddy has denied all of her allegations and other allegations that he's facing, but looking at this video, it's very hard for me to believe anything he says. But it's very easy for me to believe everything she said in that lawsuit, which included activities with the R word. And if that is in fact true, I'm sorry, but Diddy truly needs to be canceled. Period. Now, some people have questions as to how was all of this happening in the hallway of a hotel? Weren't there other people? Weren't there other guests? Didn't they hear anything? Because on the surveillance video, there was no sound. So many people were wondering, well, why didn't the guests come out and help Cassie? Well, I was listening to Van Lathan on his podcast, and they spoke on this. And he made a great point that people like Diddy, who have his kind of money, and even people who don't have his kind of money, but just may have his type of fame, they tend to buy out an entire floor when they're staying at a hotel. Usually it's for privacy purposes. And if it's true that an FO was occurring, I'm sure Diddy wanted his privacy, and clearly he wanted his privacy because of what we witnessed in that video, unfortunately. Now, when it comes to the hotel, you do wonder, did the security see what was happening in real time? And if they did, why did they not come up and help assist Cassie? But yes, CNN was able to obtain this video. Now, it should be noted, and it was said in the lawsuit, that when Cassie went down to the lobby and the hotel was pretty much made aware of this assault, Diddy made an offer to get rid of this particular tape, this surveillance, and apparently paid $50,000 to get rid of it. Now, there are questions as to how it has been leaked. There are theories out there. Some think because the feds are now after Diddy that maybe they leaked it. But listening to a former Fed officer, they said they normally just don't operate that way. Some people feel that when Diddy obtained the footage himself by paying for it, that he may have kept it in his home. And when the feds raided his home, they were able to get this footage. Whereas others feel that maybe Cassie's side always had access to this. And maybe this was actually why Diddy even settled so quickly, because he may have seen, okay, they have this footage and we don't want this to be leaked. But who knows? And maybe it could be that maybe the person he paid, maybe they made a copy of it and just somehow wanted to release it. Who knows? But the point is, it's out now. But nevertheless, she ended up leaving and, like I said, somehow returned. I mean, she ended up staying in a relationship with him for another 2 years. And I was reading some commenters online. They made some great points as well, that if Diddy did this in a hotel lobby or hallway, we can't imagine what he was doing to her in his home, in her home, in the cars, on the planes. Cassie was living in horror. Truly, truly living in horror. And her attorney made a statement. I don't have it in front of me, but I'll paraphrase, where he said that this footage, this gut-wrenching footage pretty much confirms that Diddy is a predator. And he, of course, congratulated Cassie for having the courage to come forward and speak on all that she endured. And some people have questions on the legal front. Some people are wondering, why has Diddy not been charged? Well, according to TMZ, the statute of limitations has run out, because according to the law in California, if something happened, if a crime happened, this particular type of crime, if it happened prior to January of 2020, which this happened in 2016, then the statute of limitations was simply 3 years. So at least when it comes to the LAPD, they cannot pursue Diddy. But I have to say, it is my nature to think about human beings, and I do believe in redemption. And I recognize that Diddy, many of us are upset with him. I'm upset with him. But I hope that with this footage coming out, that he forgets about the entertainment industry. As I said, I believe that is over for him, because the entertainment industry is all about the image industry. I don't know how he could at all sell any products or any music with this particular video out. So I hope that he spends this time in his life reflecting and truly trying to make a change as a man and becoming better, spending time with his family. Now, I know, like I said, for the past few years, he's been love, 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 love. So perhaps he is already on that journey. And if he is, I hope that he continues to become better. Now, we don't know what's going to happen with this federal case that allegedly could come after him, a criminal federal case. We don't know what will come of that. He has not been charged. But my hope is that all good things happen. My hope is for Cassie to continue to heal. What a blessing that she has such a supportive husband. Her husband, Alex Fine, reposted a message to women who have been abused, speaking on how men must protect women and how abusers don't like women and should face whatever fate they will face. I appreciate that from Alex Fine, and it's a blessing that she, again, has her husband, has her children, has her support system. She has a lot of friends. We've seen her post herself out and about. She's moved on with her life, but I'm pretty sure this is very traumatizing for her to have to relive. But that's my thought on that. Now, when it comes to the public, you do see still some comments about how the black man is being taken down. This is not about him being a black man. Yes, in general, black men face some hardship in this country, but so do black women. And we will not move forward as a people fighting each other. We can never accept any type of assault towards anyone in our community, whether it is the system assaulting us or we assaulting each other. We can never accept that. This is not about bringing down a black man. This is about protecting black women or women of color or women in general. That is what this is about. And I hope through this that we understand that, yes, look, I'm a child of the 80s. I'm the child of the 90s. I grew up with Diddy. We've known about Diddy for 30 years. His music is the soundtrack of our lives. So, of course, it hurts to see him go down like this, to see that this may be a part of his personality. And look, no one is all good or all bad. He is a great businessman. But it's horrible to see this part of his life, a part of his personal life. And the truth of the matter is, and we always need to be reminded of this, we do not know these people personally. We only know their personas. So in the future, I hope that when these type of accusations come out, we don't, one, condemn them, because that's wrong as well, but we also don't praise them and just immediately think that they're innocent. Let's remember to wait for the facts. In fact, ironically, Diddy just posted, "Time tells truth." Well, time is telling your truth, Diddy. We are seeing in real time the truth. So I hope that we learn that from this as well. And let me just say, before I close, that there are many great black men out there, many great black men who protect their women, who condemn this behavior they saw today. And I want to thank you for standing up for us, for standing up for women. You are our true heroes in our community, and I thank you. But for anyone apologizing for this behavior, turning their heads to this behavior, I remember growing up, speaking of the 90s, watching the great show A Different World. They had an episode called Love Taps where one of the characters, Gina, was being assaulted by one of her boyfriends. And the great character, Freddie Brooks, played by Cree Summer, she had a scene where she was speaking on this. She had a radio show, and she shared a poem by the late, great Pat Parker. And I want to end my talk with that poem. Brother, don't tell me that my real enemy is the system. I'm no genius, but I do know that the system you hit me with is called a fist. And as Freddie Brooks said, stay strong, sisters. And I include brothers in that as well. because there are men who are also victims of domestic violence. Share your thoughts below. I'm Stacey Brewer, and this is H Blue's Word. Peace.